I have a question for you all, wrestling fans. Um, is is Bayley, Sasha Banks getting too much exposure by being on almost every single brand? I say almost every single brand because they haven't been on NXT as much as they were on Raw and SmackDown. But haven't they begin? Are they starting to get the Charlotte treatment? Everybody that everybody says, "Oh, Charlotte's always in the title picture." Now we see Bayley and Sasha Banks always in the title picture. I mean, Bayley's been champion for a long time. SmackDown Women's Champion for months, and now Sasha Banks is a Raw Women's Champion, and they're both tag team champions with each other. They're both SmackDown superstars, but Sasha Banks is a Raw Women's Wrestler champion, but she's a SmackDown superstar. But they all hold the women's title, every women's title except NXT women's title held by Io Shirai. Are they starting to get too much exposure? And people, and is it a bad or a good thing? Well, it's a bit of both. I know there's a lot of stands out there. The Sasha Banks stands are one. Oh my God, Bayley stands, whatever. But it's a bit of both good and bad. The good is that there are two top females on the main roster, female superstars on the main roster. The bad news is WWE has other female superstars that could be champion right now that they're not building strongly. The only ones I can think of are Asuka, Nikki Cross, and maybe Alexa Bliss for a little bit. They're always in their title program with those two. And for Kairi Singh, Asuka's not gonna have a tag team partner, right? For those, who's gonna challenge for those tag team titles? The Iconics. They tried that, they lost. Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross lost. They lost the titles to the Golden Role Models. Ruby Riott, Bianca Belair. I think Bianca Belair is I know she hasn't been on TV for months until recently. After WrestleMania in the first week, the first Raw after WrestleMania, she's been on hiatus. But she's teaming up with Ruby Riott right now. But she's only a fill-in for Liv Morgan. Natalia on Raw is not there. You got Nia Jax going out with Shayna Baszler. On the SmackDown side, you got Naomi and Lacey Evans going at it. Yeah, Dana Brooke. Yeah, not being used. Carmella's not being used. I think she's taking the time off. She only came out for the Money Back time. Tamina, she had her championship match and Money in the Bank, and Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville are still going at it. In the NXT roster, we got Io Shirai as a champion. It looks like Dakota Kai might be the next challenger. Tegan Nox had her chance. Rhea Ripley's still there. Shotzi Blackheart mixed in the feud with looks like Mercedes Martinez. You got Aaliyah. I don't know who else in the women's. Who else on the women's you have? Candice LeRae, Mia Liam. I don't know where Chelsea Green has been. I don't know what WWE could do. Who else in the female? Ember Moon's out, right? Yeah, Zelina, she's a manager, but she can wrestle though. I don't know. This is hard. The bad thing is they're getting exposed too much, but they're not building up any other female superstars. It looks like they're building up Shayna Baszler and Nia Jax. I guess I don't know. I don't know which ones. I don't know if both heels or one's going to turn face. I think you got to build them up to championship contender material. The only ones are Asuka's already champion, so she's still in that picture. And Nikki Cross, right? She has 2 title matches. The second one being this Friday, SmackDown, and she had NXT. Not NXT, Extreme Rules against Bayley. Sasha Banks, I don't know. After SummerSlam, it depends where we go from there, right? We don't know who's going to challenge Bayley for the women's title at SummerSlam. I don't know if they're going to have women's titles at SummerSlam. They most likely will, but with the tag team titles, I think that's going to be a wall match. I don't know who's going to challenge for the women's tag team titles. I don't know. I don't know what teams there are besides Iconics, Ruby Riott, Peyton Royce, and Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross. But I don't know. You gotta do something. With SmackDown, with the Raw title, it looks like it's going to probably be a rematch of Asuka versus Sasha Banks. And After SummerSlam, it depends who goes. With Asuka, if Asuka retains, please don't have Sasha Banks go after it. Build up somebody. Build up Shayna Baszler and Asuka. I don't care. Or Nia Jackson and Asuka. I don't know. Anybody. Build them up. Build up Bianca Belair. I don't care. Just you gotta build up some people that and on SmackDown side, you're doing a terrible job of building up people. Terrible. I mean, Sonya Deville's doing a good job, but not the championship material right now. She's doing better than Mandy Rose. I'm sorry, but like this thing with Otis, I know a lot of people like it. It's not going to help her. It's actually, in my opinion, it's helping Sonya Deville become more serious and more of a contender for a title match in the future. She's the one excelling from this feud. I'm sorry, Mandy Rose fans. It's just look at it. Look at it. But you got Naomi. I think they're building up Naomi now because of the hashtag. You know, Naomi deserves better. With Lacey Evans, they were trying to build her up earlier in the year. That's kind of gone down. Dana Brooke, no, they're not going to build her up. She's just going to be Dana Brooke. Tamina, they tried. Come on, I don't know why. Alexa Bliss, I don't know what we're going to do with Alexa Bliss. She's taking it back. She's taking a back seat to Nikki Cross. I don't know. I think she's going to turn at some point. I don't know. I just don't trust her. NXT women, they need to call up some. I think they need to call up some. Maybe Rhea Ripley. Rhea Ripley should call up to SmackDown. Have Rhea Ripley to SmackDown. Have somebody like that on SmackDown. Be it next contender for Bayley or something for the Women's Championship of SmackDown. I just see they're overexposing the Golden Woman as Bayley and Sasha Banks because they have nobody else. 2 of the 4 horsewomen are out. Becky Lynch is out. Maternity leave. Charlotte Flair's out. So they're relying on 2 other horsewomen, Sasha Banks and Bayley, to carry the women's division, especially on Raw and SmackDown. Not really much on NXT, but on those brands. They're carrying the show. And I've noticed on Twitter, people are starting to see it and get tired of it. Because they're all holding the titles. Here, as people say, some people say, the 4 horsewomen, they are the core of the women's division. And that, you know what? Sorry, drinking my Coke. That's a fact. They are the core of the women's division, but 2 of the core are out. And so Bayley and Sasha Banks are carrying the women's division, carrying the core of the women's division for now on until whenever they return, whenever Charlotte returns. And I think she'll return before Becky Lynch. That's just obvious because Becky Lynch is maternity leave. Even when she has her child, don't guarantee her to come back a day later or a week later, right? It'll probably be months after she has a child. She'll come back when the time is right for her. And that'll be sometime in 2021. Don't expect her to be a Royal Rumble surprise. Even though it's like most likely she'll have the child in December, who knows? But don't be disappointed if she's a Royal Rumble surprise entry because I don't think she is going to be in the Royal Rumble 2021. I know it's July, but it's just something. It just makes sense right now. She got the trial. Looks like she's going to have the trial in December, and yeah, I don't think she'll be ready by January. Maybe after WrestleMania. I don't know about WrestleMania. She'll be ready for by WrestleMania. I don't know, but not Royal Rumble. Charlotte Flair, I think she'll be back before Royal Rumble or Royal Rumble time. She'll be back before Becky Lynch. I can guarantee you that. But they'll develop other stars in the meantime because they have to. Right now they're not doing it. Bianca Belair with Ruby Riott, right? Now they're looking like they're using Shayna Baszler more after like 2 or 3 months on the shelf. Not on the shelf, she's not hurt, but they've not been using her. SmackDown, they're starting to use them a little more, the women's. Naomi and Lacey Evans. Now they're going back to Sonya Deville and Mandy Rose, good. But which one of those people, women wrestlers on Raw and SmackDown is the next? Go after the women's championship. Asuka, Nikki Cross. Is it Alexa Bliss? And a lot of people are going to be tired of Alexa Bliss gets another title shot because I don't know what is it. 2016, 2017, 2018. All they did was put titles on her. The SmackDown Women's title and the Raw Women's title. That's all they did, right? I know people are like, why is Alexa the champion? Blah blah blah. Because she was a good heel. Yeah, I know people question her work, her ability in the ring. She's not a bad wrestler in the ring. Those people are wrong. She's not the greatest, but she has one of the best characters, one of the best facial expressions, especially as a heel. But I know people are going to be upset if she gets another title shot. And I think Naomi's the next one in charge, next one in the line, next in line for SmackDowns. Thing is, WWE has to do a good job building up these women. Get us to believe in them. People believe in Bianca Belair and Naomi. Get them to believe in them. Get people hopes up. Get them to a point where you can see them beat Bayley and Sasha Banks. If you're Nikki Cross, nobody sees Nikki Cross beating Bayley for a women's title. No offense to Nikki Cross. SmackDown, who was SmackDown? You see beating Bayley. Alexa Bliss, maybe Naomi, maybe Lacey Evans. I don't know. Those three. On Raw, who could beat Sasha Banks? Asuka, Shayna Baszler, Nia Jax. Yeah, I know people are going to say, why Nia Jax? Because they're building up her like a monster. Despite, while I agree with you, she's rough in the ring and she does hurt people. She doesn't know her own strength, it looks like. And then Bianca Belair, they have to build up. We gotta do more Ruby Riott and Liv Morgan. The Iconics are just gonna be the Iconics. NXT Women's, I don't know. They really don't need anything. If they go for an NXT Women's title in the future again, like they did with the Io Shirai at Great American Bash, yeah, people are gonna even say, "Yep, again." People are gonna say, once again, Bayley and Sasha Banks, always on their TV, always have to hold every title. WWE loves putting them on TV. It's a good and bad thing. The good thing is they're part of the Horseman core. Two of them are core. They're the top dog or whatever, top female superstars in WWE right now. But WWE really does a good job of building up the women who could challenge those two. Like, there's only a few, as I mentioned before. SmackDown, they have to do a better job at it. On Raw, there's more. And on NXT, I don't know. NXT is a little different. So, tell me what you think. Do you think Bayley and Sasha Banks are being overexposed? Or do you think WWE? Do you think WWE is doing a good job of using them as top superstars, using them so others, when they get to a point, could beat them, and go over? So, what do you guys think? Once again, I'm going to say this again. I'm sorry. Are they overexposed, or is WWE using them as a good way for others to beat them and get them more over once those two are finally defeated for the championships that they hold? So like, comment, subscribe below. Thank you. Enjoy NXT and enjoy AEW if you watch either one of them or both. Enjoy.